Welcome back to Studio One. Now, we've all heard of different processed foods that may cause cancer. But did you know that many household items that we use daily can contain a wide range of carcinogenic and other toxic substances?
No, I didn't until earlier on this afternoon. And yes, I do now, because here to tell us what to avoid, fitness expert Bernadette Abraham, who brings goodies with her as well. I was fascinated by this. And it's interesting that you've put together this little list, the dirty dozen, I like to call them for now. The dirty dozen of products, and those that you think might be helping you out in your everyday life, but could have ulterior motives and ulterior effects. Let's start with makeup. Love it. Cosmetics. I'm surprised, because cosmetics a lot of people would look at as being something that sort of gives them a good feeling throughout the day, and yet what are we looking out for? What are the nasties?
The problem is the large majority of the ingredients, the chemical ingredients that are found in cosmetics, are not evaluated for safety, and these are things that are being used by millions of people, women and men, that are in the TV industry on a daily basis. So that's the problem, is that you're being exposed to this cocktail of chemical ingredients that haven't been tested for safety. So the three that I'm going to mention that I want people to basically go through their cabinets and look for are phthalates, parabens, and vitamin A.
Now, so these are ingredients.
These are ingredients that you'll find.
We're not talking brand names. We're not talking.
No, these are ingredients that you will find on the list of ingredients that you'll find at the back of the product.
How else do you spell them?
Yeah, phthalate has a silent T, so it's phthalate.
P-H-T-A-L-A-T-E-S.
Right, exactly. And it might have a prefix to it before the word, so like isopropyl or butyl or before.
We need subtitles.
Before the word, exactly.
You know, if I have to go through my makeup cabinet, it'll take me a week at least. So are you telling me I need to search for this word in every cosmetic item that I own?
An even better tip, what I would tell everybody to go do, is to go to the Environmental Working Group's website. It's ewg.org. Put in whatever brand cosmetic that you use, and it will give you the range of toxicity from 1 on a scale of 1 to 10.
Wow.
And then therefore you can also choose brands that might not be as toxic.
I had no idea that, there was a website dedicated to something like this.
It's everything sorted, isn't it?
Yeah, I know, it's actually my month sorted. Now, we live in a country where everything is so regulated, and of course, besides the government regulations, we're often constantly reminded about the fundamentals of hygiene and things like that. But despite that, we tend to fall short on a few things. So let's talk about the most basic one, plastic bottles.
Okay. Well, everybody uses plastic bottles. Unfortunately, not just health-wise, but environmentally, we need to stop using plastic bottles. Especially, we live in a city where we get good, clean municipal water right into the taps, right into our household. So go and invest in a good in-home, under-the-sink filtration system, and there are many companies that have good certified products to be used. And go buy, reusable plastic bottles that are BPA-free, bisphenol A. This is a chemical that mimics estrogen in the body, and that's why it's bad for you. Anything that mimics estrogen in the body, a hormone in the body, can obviously, disrupt endocrine system and reproductive system, and cause those kinds of problems. So look for a reusable water bottle that is BPA free. Filter your water from home and start using your tap water.
Someone in my family, who will remain nameless, is addicted to the smell of fresh air, be it pine forests or fresh mint or any other flavour, be it in the car, in the bathroom, in the kitchen. They're good for you?
It doesn't remove odors, and it doesn't create the outdoor experience that you think that it's experienced. It's actually just exposing you to more toxic chemicals, unfortunately. So it's best, if you want to have that fresh air, open the windows, bring in the fresh air, eliminate the odors that you're trying to mask with the air fresheners. And if you want a healthier alternative, baking soda does wonders. So, you can take any glass jars that you have. They can be fancy, or you can reuse. So just a peanut butter jar, or that was my salt jar. And then you take baking soda, you pour it in, open the lid, give it a good shake, and that helps eliminate odors. My mom used to always have a box of baking soda in the fridge, and I never understood why. But
that eliminates odors?
Yes, it does. Baking soda eliminates odors naturally.
I had no idea. My dad's a freak when it comes to all these scents. I personally find them very annoying, but this is definitely a good tip for that. Now, moving on, something that Tom was messing around with earlier, non-stick cookware.
Yes. A lot of people, I brought in my ceramic pans. A lot of people use aluminum, they use non-stick cookware to cook in, and obviously these leach chemicals, they leach heavy metals, and specifically with nonstick cookware, you have what is called perfluorinated chemicals, and these have been shown to cause all sorts of problems, again with the reproductive system, with thyroid issues, and it doesn't degrade. It's not biodegradable. So even for generations to come, even if they were to ban this, we are still being exposed to this particular chemical. So my preference, and the research that I've done, ceramic is the healthiest cookware. It distributes heat evenly. It doesn't leach any toxic chemicals into the food. The only problem that I would say with it is it's extremely fragile, and Tom was banging on it with his pen earlier.
I was wondering if we could get the food recooked in this, if that's all right, this evening. I'm not sure. Listen, we're almost running out of time. We've got about a minute left. I want to turn our attention to food, because we're about to eat very shortly as well. As Ash mentioned a little earlier on, been well documented, proteins and carbs and things like that. But what are the warning signs? What do we need to look out for? What's bad? Okay,
what has been shown, heating carbohydrate-rich foods at extreme temperatures. So, for instance, grains and plant-based foods like potatoes, for instance. So, potato chips, crackers, toast, any snacks. When it reaches extreme temperatures, which is basically what you do when you process foods, it creates acrylamides, which are cancer-causing toxins. They've realized this about a decade ago. And when you toast, for example, if you have burnt toast, that'll have a higher amount of acrylamide than a light toast. So when you, for example, bake potatoes in the oven and you get a little, black crispy tip, don't eat that. Get rid of it. That would be a good way to lessen the amount of acrylamides that you're intaking. Or soak your potatoes for 15 to 20 minutes before baking to reduce the formation of acrylamide.
So I think we are sorted for the whole week. You go home, get rid of your plastic cookware and air freshener things. I go home, throw my makeup kit. We're all sorted for the week. What are we going to do about
the snacks then?
I think we'll let that kill us for sure.
Pretend we didn't hear that.
But thank you so much for joining us, and that's definitely
some
brilliant research that you've done. Thank you so much for that. These are the kind of things that you don't get to read in the tabloid magazines and things like that. For more information, do log on to our Facebook fan page, facebook.com/Studio One Live.
Do you want your pan back or not?
Yes, please.
Okay. After the break.
Anything's left of it.
It's me, Alfie, and not this pan in the kitchen.
Right after this.